Hello and welcome to another vlog of Mersey Beak Gardening here in
the greenhouse again.
The greenhouse in Liverpool, in the shadow, well, not so much the shadow today,
but the fogginess of.
In the fogginess, because it's
is
very foggy out,
yeah.
Of John Lennon's old school, which is just over there.
Okay, Phil.
Just over there. Yeah, it's December. It's the week before Christmas.
Yeah.
And
it is indeed.
It is indeed, Scrooge. And we're here on the plot today to get some winter chores done, things that need doing.
That we haven't been able to catch
over
up on,
winter.
Yeah, we've got to get on with it now.
We're standing up because we've got no chairs.
Because you broke the last one.
I broke the last.
Oh, it's too cold anyway.
It's too cold to
We need to be on the move, don't we?
So we thought we'd talk a bit about winter jobs and how important they are for gardening and for making your life much easier come the springtime.
And to get a lot done in the winter does lay the path for spring, doesn't it?
You really need to get down to the allotment or into the garden or wherever you do your gardening
or
bit,
your plot of land, wherever,
and get and prepare the land or the whatever you've got, pots or window boxes, raised beds, whatever. Prepare them for springtime, because this is the time which is really important to do. You don't leave it till the warmer weather. Don't leave it till springtime, because you'll be way behind. You can
get really ahead, can't you?
Yeah, so you can get a head start now and in preparation for that time. So what I've been doing, I've made a little film about the greenhouse.
Yeah, you've been cleaning it all, haven't you, and getting it ready?
One of my first jobs was to clean the greenhouse.
Is it your favourite one?
I quite enjoy doing it, actually.
I don't like it.
It's not a bad job to do. I mean, it's stuff you've got to get the fungal growth off from the previous year, the previous season, and just allow more light to get into the greenhouse and improve the growing conditions for next year's plants. So I used a preparatory like detergents for that. It's safe to use around plants, which is very important. If you, especially if you're organically growing stuff, you know, don't just use washing up liquid or stuff like that, because
and you have to do inside and out, don't you?
Yeah, you have to do it inside and get the algae growth that grows on the thing and stuff, and just clean it up a bit, you know.
Okay, so
it's a thing that we have to do every year, really, isn't it? You know, if you've got a greenhouse, a cool house at this time of year, it's not,
because this is not heated; it's just a cold greenhouse.
Yeah, and it will allow us to get now that it's cleaned, more or less.
It's looking good.
It's better than it was, and it allows us to get the our winter crops in just before Christmas.
And we've got some here, haven't we?
We've got some here. You want to show the viewer?
What, the one viewer?
The one viewer. These are various types of mustard greens, lettuce, and various things like that are going to go into the greenhouse.
And look what's underneath, Phil.
There's a slug. Snail.
Come on.
Okay. And we've got various things. Perhaps anything else?
Do you want to show the viewer those?
Show the viewer them. There are various greens again. We've also got these.
These are hopefully going to be these are going to be planted out today. Some of them, aren't they, in here?
Yeah, hopefully I'm going to get them in the greenhouse today, because I've cleared the greenhouse and it's ready for stuff to go in.
And what have we got in here?
So it's going to be jam-packed with all this stuff, various things. Yeah.
They're again winter greens, aren't they?
Yeah.
Most of them. And some spring onion coming through there.
These are all cool loving plants, so they grow in cool conditions, so this is the time to do them. They won't do much growing at this time of year, but come the early spring, and when the light levels start to increase, because we're in the darkest quarter of the year,
though come 21st of December,
it starts
winter solstice.
It starts the nights start drawing out.
A minute tonight, Phil.
Yeah, that's a trigger for plants to start growing again. There are several triggers for plants to start growing, and one of them is the light levels, and the other one is the warmth. So warmth and light together, not separately, but if you use them if they
As
happen
a combination
together, then you get sustained growth and healthy growth. If you've just got the warmth, for instance, a plant becomes leggy and it becomes very weak because it hasn't got the light. It's searching for the light. So if you've got a very warm greenhouse but you haven't got the hours of daylight,
they're going to get spindly.
You're in trouble with your plants, because they will try to grow, but they grow very weakly, and they try to search for light. And that's why when people grow seedlings in wintertime, they give them lots of heat on a windowsill perhaps, but we haven't got the hours of sunshine or the hours of daylight
hours, isn't it?
to allow for healthy growth. So you need both. You need light and you need heat. That's an important thing to remember. So today I'm gonna try and get some of them in. What are your plans for today, Kath?
I've still got 2 rows of potatoes to get up that are still in the ground. I've just tried them now and they're carousel.
Yeah.
But they're still okay. They're good, so we'll get them up and get them home.
Yeah.
I'm continuing with uprooting stuff that needs to go in compost, in the compost bins at the back. We've taken down all the runner beans now and all the other climbers and stuff, and really we're still cropping for spinach beet. We're still cropping for cabbage. We've still got some kohlrabi as well. We've got leeks that didn't do so well this year.
No, we didn't do well with
planted
leeks or potato or tomato.
We planted tornado and we planted Bulgarian leeks this year, and neither of them did well. And we normally get a fantastic crop of leeks every year.
We do.
First year they haven't done well.
Well, yeah.
And onions didn't bulk out much this year. Very small.
Onions were tiny.
Where we normally get pretty sizable ones.
Yeah, it's
so what's going on there then?
Well, it's the seasons were a bit difficult this year. We had that very cold snap in April, didn't we? Which affects everything, and it's all about timing. When you think about growing food, it's all about timing. And the seasons, because even the seasons can be out of kilter. Yeah. So you can have a very cold snap in the beginning of the year, and that cold snap can
permeates through.
That can affect entire crops.
Yeah.
So it can stunt the growth of crops. It can make crops actually fail. You know, you've got an unseasonally cold period or an unseasonally hot period, and over the last years or so, with this global warming, global chaos, climate chaos, it's sent things out of kilter.
We've noticed.
And we have noticed a great. I mean, gardeners are the first ones to notice that things have gone a bit skew-whiff, haven't they? As far as growing is
a lot
concerned.
of things wilted quickly this year as well. I've noticed. So
the seasons do have a profound effect on growing, but you can grow something perfectly one year, and the next year the season changes, the weather changes, and it just fails.
Look at our tomatoes. We've been growing tomatoes for like how long? 20 odd years.
Yeah.
And we've only really had failed crops in the last 2 years.
Yeah, well, we've talked about this before, haven't we?
Yeah.
This.
But that's what I'm saying about the changes in climate.
Yeah, of course.
Predicting what you're going to be able to grow successfully.
So we have to adapt, don't we?
Yeah.
We have to adapt. And the best thing to do is get yourself down here in the winter months and get the land sorted. So today is going to be a lot about clearing.
Yeah, I'm going to be cracking on.
The beds.
And purely to keep warm as well.
Clearing the beds, getting up residual crops that are still in the ground, and trying to just crack on and get things done over winter. I've got some repairing to do for a
couple of raised beds. You're doing.
We need to clear up some stuff. The compost bins need sorting out.
We need to add a little bit more brown matter to that, don't we? And get that really kick-starting it properly again. Yeah. So it's moving.
So we'll talk about that. Oh, mate, I'll take the camera around as we do it, and you can have a look, see how we get on.
And it's pretty cool in here at the minute because it's only 6, isn't it?
What are you looking at, Kath?
I'm looking at the temperature gauge.
Yeah, but nobody can see it on the camera.
I'm just letting
it just
people
looks
know,
like you're
Phil.
turning your head away from the camera as if
I'm
you're not
just letting
interested.
people know, Phil.
Yeah, but people can't see what you're doing.
This has got to be nicked.
No, you look like you're fiddling around with something. Yeah, it looks like...
Shall I say it?
It looks like Christmas has arrived early and you're just playing with your toys.
Yeah, beep. Okay, I'm cracking on now.
Right, well, see.
So, bye-bye, everyone. I'll leave you in good hands.
Right, we're going to go and... Yeah, okay. I'll take the camera around and you see this. Anyway, I'll see you in a minute. Bye. Okay, the first thing to do is just assess, have a look around and see what needs doing. I brought with me a flask that allows me to provide hot water and some preparatory greenhouse cleaner. This is concentrated, so always read the instructions. It's safe to use on plants and anything that's growing, basically. That's important, you know. Don't use detergents or anything with bleaching or anything like that. So nice warm water to remove the algae. You can see the algae build up on the glass there. That's just in one season. It just naturally grows. So yeah, I like to start at the top inside, and you start to see results. It's very satisfying. It's surprising how dirty just in 1 year a greenhouse gets. There's this like green algae that grows on glass and perspex and stuff, you know, when you're in a humid environment, and also outside as well. And you can increase the outlet light levels in a greenhouse by at least 30 to 40%, you know, just by cleaning this stuff off. And now's the time to do it. You only have to do it really once a year, and it has a lasting effect, you know. As much light as you can possibly get into the greenhouse, the better. You know, it is for plant growth and everything else, you know, to maximise your greenhouse growing experience. I find it a very satisfying thing to do, especially on a cold winter's day with some hot water. Warm water anyway, not too hot.
This is 2 rows of Carousel main crop potato that we planted and had forgotten. Well, we really didn't have time to dig them up, but now it's a good time to get them. And they were perfectly fine, no slug damage, and we'll add to the rest of the main crop that's left from this season.
Okay, now we've got a nice clean greenhouse. It's important to... I've already prepared the soil. I've cleared out all the old crop and some grapevines that were in the corners. Because it doesn't get natural rain in here, it's important to wet the ground before we put a seasonal crop in, just so there's a bit of moisture in the soil, really. So the ground has already been prepared more or less for getting these greens in. I'm going to start getting them in here at the back of the greenhouse. I'll just give it a sprinkling of water. There's fresh compost been put on top as well, and I'm just going to break up the soil, these little seedlings here. So I'm not going to be too precise as to where I'm put them. I'm going to put them in groups. get it as even as I can. I'm going to start with these Texel Greens, which I got free with Kitchen Garden magazine. Some of you may get, but I sowed these about a month ago, and they should do well here. Yeah, and we should be cropping early into next year off these cut and grow again kind of plants. It's lovely. So let's start that then. So if you're the type of person who covers the compost over winter, you don't have to cover the compost, by the way. There's no law to say you do and you don't. Some people do and some people don't, and there are pros and cons to all of it. But if you do cover your compost bins, it's good now and again to uncover them. And to add some moisture to them, because they do dry out, don't they, Catherine? The compost.
They can dry out, yeah, and sometimes you need an activator to kick-start them again.
Yeah.
But I think the main thing is to have a good equal balance of green and brown wastes.
Yes, yeah.
For that catalyst to work, for the chemical reaction to
But
work.
if it's dry, it doesn't decompose, does it?
Not well, no, it doesn't.
It
And
just,
especially if they're really dry and woody, it takes longer.
It needs that moisture, doesn't it, to get in there and to break it down, for all the organisms to really work.
I mean, there is an art to making compost, isn't there?
Yeah, there is,
itself.
Yeah. And to look after it as well, and make it work for you.
Well, people say you should look after your well, when I say people, I mean theory says you should look after your compost as much as you look after your soil, and include a good balance of brown waste, including your cardboard, eggshells, paper, dried vegetables, seed heads, various things like that, and have a good balance. So this was the remainder of the allium and onion beds we had this year, and we're just lifting the Bulgarian leeks here. They didn't do particularly well. Stems were quite thin, but they did well enough to be salvaged, and the plan for these is to actually freeze what's salvageable from them, and there was quite a quantity that came out from that. So it's just really digging up all of those, prepping them to take back, to wash, blanch and freeze, and then just clearing the bed ready for spring. Though we've not decided what's going in there just yet, but we'll find something productive that we'll plant in that space. And that's the end of the allium. Yeah, it's surprising what you can crop in December. As the 2 rows of carousel main crop, spinach beet, kohlrabi, purple and white delicacy, and first of all cabbage. Will make for a nice stew pot.
Okay, I hope you've enjoyed our video. It's a very cold day here today.
Oh, it's bitter.
Foggy.
And foggy. Yeah.
Winter's day, but still we've got a bit of work done.
It's damp though, isn't it?
Yeah. Started getting the stuff in the greenhouse and started digging up the last of the
leeks.
2021 crop.
Yeah, and we've got some kohlrabi there.
Yeah.
Spinach,
various
beets,
things.
potatoes.
So
nice.
It's
nice
been
crop.
a useful day, and a lot more work to do to get us ready for next spring.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you've enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up.
Yeah, give us a thumbs up on this one because it's freezing down here.
Yeah.
And we're freezing our
If you've got a hot toddy. Yeah, if you've got a hot toddy.
Well, we've got a hot flask of tea, haven't we?
Mulled wine.
And we've got little mini mince pies.
Yeah. Happy Christmas to you all.
And a happy New Year. Hope everybody has a good 2022.
Yeah, we'll be putting a few videos up between Christmas, by the way, because we've done a few things where we've travelled around. So we'll be putting a few of them up so you won't disappear completely. But yeah, I hope you get out and do stuff. And yeah, if you've got any comments, what are you doing this winter?
If you've got any sense, you'll be staying at home in front of a nice open fire.
Probably. Get your seeds
with
sorted
a nice glass of mulled wine.
Maybe we should do a book review. Or something, something a bit cosier. Anyway, thanks for
Indoors.
watching. Yeah, thanks for watching, and Happy New Year.
Au revoir.
Bye.
Bye bye.